Putrajaya is freezing toll hikes across the country and making 3 bridges in Penang and Johor toll-free for motorcyclists next year. The move will cost the government nearly 1 billion ringgit. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng says toll rates will be maintained for all vehicle classes on 21 highways, which had been due for an increase in 2019. These include the LDP, Kesas, Acleh and Duke. There will also be a freeze on toll increases for buses on 8 additional expressways. The government was initially planning to only freeze hikes for tolls at intra-city highways. It will also proceed with the abolition of motorcycle tolls for the 2 Penang bridges and the second link in Johor, as announced during the tabling of Budget 2019. PH had previously promised to do away with toll collection. However, Works Minister Barubian has said that plan will have to be put on hold, at least until the economy truly stabilizes. The MACC is pushing for the government to seriously consider introducing caning as a penalty for corruption. Commissioner Datuk Sri Muhammad Shukri Abdul told Bernama that this is necessary, as corruption is the mother of all crimes. He adds that if cheating offenders can be subject to caning, the same punishment should also apply to those convicted of graft, as it was a more serious offence. Under the MACC Act 2009, bribery offenders face a maximum 20-year jail sentence and fine. Asked why corrupt practices seem rampant in Malaysia, Muhammad Shukri says this is simply because of the availability of opportunities, as well as greed and lack of integrity. According to MACC statistics, civil servants make up the bulk of graft offenders. In fact, half the over 800 individuals arrested for corruption from January to November this year comprised civil servants and JLC staff. 1MDB is naturally the MACC's biggest case ever. Former PM Datuk Sri Najib Razak is currently facing 25 graft charges related to the fiasco. Muhammad Shukri says the MACC is now working on revamping its operational, preventive and human resource policies in order to combat corruption more effectively. The plan is set to be implemented next year. As global crude oil prices slip, UOB Group says its forecast at $55 to $65 a barrel translates into a revenue loss of about 2 billion to 5 billion ringgit for Putrajaya. In a note today, UOB senior economist Julia Goh said the decline sensitivity in the country's oil-related revenue is 300 million ringgit for every $1 drop in crude oil prices. The calculation excludes Petronas's dividend. She says if you take Putrajaya and Petronas's medium-term view of $50 to $60 per barrel for 2019 to 2021, this translates into a revenue loss of around 3.6 billion to 6.6 billion ringgit, or 0.2 to 0.4% of GDP. However, there is still room to maneuver and prevent a slippage in the fiscal deficit targets, thanks to the government's other sources of revenue like new tax measures and planned asset sales. Goh says the additional income could be between 4 billion and 8 billion ringgit, while savings from a targeted subsidy scheme could come up to around 6 billion ringgit. The government has said it will only recalibrate Budget 2019 if the average crude oil price dips below $50 per barrel. At time of reporting, the international benchmark Brent crude was hovering at the $53 mark. Axiata Group's 62.4% owned tower company, Edotco Group, has acquired 325 telecom towers from Citel Cambodia as the group seeks to further strengthen its position in the country. According to Edotco, the deal was recently approved by Cambodia's telecommunication regulator. It allows the group to draw on the Cambodian market's growing appetite for increased network capacity and speed, due to the steady growth of 4G mobile networks in the country. Edotco Growth Markets Chief Regional Officer Philip Wong says the deal reinforces the group's commitment to invest in Cambodia as a key market, allowing it to engage in partnerships with local mobile network operators. Edotco directly operates and owns 2,000 telecom towers in Cambodia, while another 1,000 such towers are managed through a range of services provided. EcoFirst Consolidated is seeking to jointly develop a 1.25 billion ringgit GDV mixed residential and commercial project in Paya Terubong, Penang with the Lone Pine Group. The group inked a deal today to buy a 70% stake in Johor, a member of the Lone Pine Group, for 44 million ringgit cash. Johor owns 7 pieces of land, totaling 32.8 acres in Paya Terubong. These tracts are intended to be developed as residential and commercial development. It had been granted a planning permission in 2015 and a building plans approval in 2016 to build medium cost and controlled price apartments as well as commercial shop lots on one of the tracts. EcoFirst says the proposed acquisition will enlarge the group's land bank for future development projects. It is expected to contribute positively to its future earnings. The deal is expected to be completed in the fourth quarter of FY19.